in the finals, I'd be like, I really need to win this. Luck is on my side.
I mean, this is where I feel like Logan cared about the role a lot more than Steven did. Steven's build is really a little bit more mid-range. He has a lot more to be able to utilize going second, but Logan has a lot more output if he is able to go first.
And Airlifter, an excellent start here from Logan. That's going to let him add a Rescue Ace spell card from the deck to the hand. It looks like he's going to add Emergency.
Yep, pretty standard line here. We didn't see an Impulse from Steven's hand here. That would have been a way to start loading up some Rescue Ace monsters onto his side of the field as well. That is something that Rescue Ace is pretty known for, similar to Tearlament historically, having things similar to Tearlament have, is being able to put monsters on the field during your opponent's turn when they do something.
Definitely, and we see him opening up with that Jet Synchron, so he's going to be able to send it to the graveyard to special summon the Diabell Star, the Black Witch.
So yeah, he's going to be able to attempt to protect the effect of the Turbulence here, trying to really just take advantage of the stronger opening with Jet Synchron. Maybe you're going to be able to end with Warlord Savage here. You're not going to be able to do Savage and Baron because Jet's already in the graveyard unless you play a second copy, and I really don't imagine you are.
You don't imagine I'm Noir? I am not Noir. You're right. I saw it.
I knew you would.
Yeah, you looked at me and you knew, I saw it beg me with his eyes not to say anything. But I'm just joking. You are, is what you said. But so he's thinking about what to do next. It looks like he is going to go for that emergency. Someone needs to call an ambulance, but not for Logan.
I mean, ambulance is going to come either way.
So emergency is going to let him special summon a Rescue Ace. Turbulence from the deck.
Surprising. I'm surprised he hasn't put Hydrant onto the field yet.
He does still have the original Sinful Spoils, and with the Jet Synchron gone, that's probably going to be the viable target for that. But he does. You were mentioning playing around stuff like Infinite Impermanence and stuff, trying to get SP Little Knight on the field, potentially to protect the Rescue Ace Turbulence, being able to chain and banish them both off the field.
Yeah, it looks like he's not, because he still has the emergency in his hand, he doesn't have to play around Infinite Impermanence here. He's going to be able to resolve the Turbulence, and then he's going to be able to prioritize making Baron instead of Savage.
We'll have to see. I think he did use the emergency to summon the Turbulence, though. And now he's going to set Contain, Extinguish, and one of the spell cards. Oh, both. Okay, Alert and Rescue. Now I don't have to guess. Sometimes they're hard to tell the difference from with the light glare that sometimes shines on them. He's going to set 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so this is really interesting here. He opted to not protect the Turbulence, so now which Synchro is he going to go for? Because if he's...
So everything but emergency, correct?
What's that?
Everything but emergency?
Yeah.
Well, not everything. There's no Reinforce, I believe, but...
It is correct. There is no Reinforce.
Every one of the cards that are usually played in the Rescue Ace deck definitely set face down. Let's see, he's going to discard... He's discarding for Jet Synchron, right?
Yep, there's Pot of Prosperity going to the grave. Interesting as well. That's a card you haven't used yet.
When your hand's so good, you don't have to use Pot of Prosperity. Synchros for Baron. He only gets the one half of the Jet Synchron. Not going to be able to go for that Borreload Savage Dragon.
So now he's going to use Sinful Spoils to send the Diabell Star. Going to get the Hydrant. Now he's going to be able to activate the Alert as well. So 2 free searches potentially.
Thinking for a second.
An Ash Blossom would be pretty huge here.
Yeah.
Oh, he has the Baron, though. But it would still force out
forcing
the
out the
negate
Baron.
for the Baron.
Which, I mean, that would mean Baron's allowed to tag out in the standby phase. Just another different monster at this point, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I like that Logan went into the Baron before using his card, knowing he needs to get to the Hydrant so he could protect the original Snake Eyes. The original Sinful Spoil Snake Eyes from resolving. Let's see if he does use the Baron negate here.
He's prioritizing protecting the effect of Sinful Spoils rather than protecting the Turbulence.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
I guess when he doesn't have the Hydrant yet, it is probably one of the more important layers to go. Does he want to use his negate here? He could just not have the Hydrant and try and win with his 4 Rescue Ace Spell and Trap cards and have the Baron negate for the other cards in the hand.
That's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, opting to keep the Baron here.
He wants to take the challenge.
I mean, he still has Alert and Rescue.
Yep.
But it's weird because Rescue's not going to be able to summon back a Hydrant.
Nope, there's no Preventer either. Just Airlifter and Turbulence. Looks like Steven is thinking during the draw phase.
Maybe Logan has a copy of Impulse in his hand.
Ooh, that would be heads up.
Activate rescue.
Okay, so he's going to be able to potentially summon back
the Airlifter, I'd imagine.
Target turbulence.
Yeah,
nope.
I have no response.
Turbulence will at least make it so if anything happens to any of his other cards, he's able to destroy a card on the field.
Yeah, offering some form of disruption instead of the follow-up. Not a bad option here from Logan. We're into the main phase here of game 1.
Looks like he's going to attempt to normal summon Airlifter.
I will normal summon Airlifter, Chain Link 1 Airlifter, Chain Link 2 Fire
He has
Engine.
Fire Attacker here, so you can't even use the can't even
Wow.
attempt to negate the Airlifter at this point.
It's going to be able to summon to the field.
I mean, you could use Contain on it actually, but it doesn't seem like it's worth it to do so. He's probably likely going to just attempt to negate the emergency when it comes to it.
If I may.
He might have his own Ash Blossom in hand or something as well.
In there.
Taking a moment to consider his options, probably going to add emergency. It looks like it is going to be emergency to Steven's hand.
And res.
If you don't already have emergency, you always have to add emergency here. And even honestly, if you already do have emergency, maybe you add a second one.
5 in hand, 4 in hand.
4 in hand. Emergency.
I imagine emergency is not used and it doesn't activate like most other spells. Not
I think so.
Not super sure though.
Now he's considering. Yep, here comes emergency.
Wait, Ash?
Yep.
Oh, it's an Ash.
It is the last card in hand is Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. That's huge. That is huge. The emergency is going to be negated here by the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring.
Fine. Activate Seeker.
Yep,
So he
there's
has Wanted. Wanted is going to be able to add a Diabell Star monster from the deck to the hand.
I believe there's only one at the moment.
Here comes the Black Witch.
Baron has not used its effect, correct?
Has not.
Yeah, this is really scary though. I don't think you ever want to
Diabell
actually
Star, the Black
invest
Witch.
the card into the Diabell Star here because if you're choosing to activate the effect on the field, that will be met with the Baron almost for sure. Or even just any form of interruption. It's very expensive when you only have 3 cards in hand at this point.
Please come to the main stage.
It does have access to enemy controller. That actually might be huge here.
Sending Airlifter.
So he's going to send the Airlifter to special summon the Diabell Star, the Black Witch from the hand, and then the effect's going to activate on summon to set a Sinful Spoil from the deck to the field.
2 in hand.
Correct.
If the Baron is used here instead of the Contain, oh, okay, yeah, so
Thinking.
opting to use the Contain here, you can
Now
chain the enemy controller, which is absolutely going to be negated by Baron.
I mean, yeah, assuming he's going to target that Baron to Fleur.
I mean, likely you really want to target the Turbulence so that you can resolve it yourself.
Either way, yeah, either way
Yeah.
it's negated, I guess.
Econ.
Target.
Thinking.
It doesn't really matter.
I think you still target the Baron.
I just can't imagine a world where this card resolves.
Very
You're not
true.
letting this go.
I will target the Turbulence.
Nope, I'm wrong again, man. Maybe that's why I'm sitting here and they're sitting in the finals. Either way, it's going to force out a negate. I don't think he's going to give him the Turbulence.
I'll negate with Dawn.
Yep.
Yep, that makes sense.
Thinking.
I certainly would not like my opponent having 4 cards.
That's fine. So it resolves. The Diabell Star.
So he's going to be able to set the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eyes from the deck to the field.
That is at least a solid transaction for him. He's going to be able to at least attempt to use Hydrant here.
Correct. Anything here?
Yeah, both these decks are Sinful Spoils Rescue Ace, by the way. Even though they may look like they're playing different decks, they both are including these brand new cards from Age of Overlord, the Sinful Spoils cards.
The only difference is Steven plays only 1 Diabell Star while Logan plays 3.
But they definitely both pack those 3 copies of Wanted. But yep, the original Sinful Spoils is going to summon Rescue Ace Hydrant to the field.
So does Logan have any interruptions for this at this point? We know he has access to Alert as well as Extinguish. He might just have to extinguish it now, but Steven's last card is Rescue.
On summon.
Yep.
He's going to use the Extinguish here.
Chain Alert.
Oh, it's Alert. Okay. Honestly, Alert?
Gets Preventer or
Yeah.
Turbulence.
I mean, it has to get Turbulence at this point, right?
Yeah.
Rescue. It would have been a lot better if it was Rescue, just bringing it back, adding Turbulence from that point, and just being able to
Oh, yeah.
conduct all your regular plays. Would have been really strong, but this is still allowing you to get to a certain point. Logan didn't set himself up with that much follow-up. He does have, I believe, Sinful Spoils engraved, but he didn't start with Wanted, did he? Was it just Diabell Star?
Logan, yeah, he didn't use Wanted. Steven used Wanted. So he doesn't even have that follow-up going for him. Steven is going to go for Preventer here to add to the hand.
At the very least, Logan will be able to put back the Diabell Star and then be able to add another Hydrant from his deck.
Thank you.
Yep, Wanted is an incredible card.
Effect.
Kind of reminds you of Sky Striker Engage, where you're going to be able to add a card and then draw a card later on.
Yep, and it looks like Steven's foregoing the additional effect of Sinful Spoils in the grave. He's going to just put it back right now for the effect of Wanted so he can draw a card.
Yeah, when you have the luxury of being able to wait to use that effect on the next turn, it's pretty nice, but needing that immediate card isn't bad. If you draw something useful, it's going to be really impactful, so he's going to be able to banish that Hydrant that was destroyed.
Enter battle phase.
It's just going to go for Preventer to go to battle phase.
Going to crash it in and then be able to use Hydrant to search Turbulence.
That's what it looks like he's going for. Logan sitting on no cards in hand.
Attacking to the Baron.
Yep, all he has is a set rescue, I believe, or a set alert, rather.
So Preventer, if it's sent to the graveyard, is going to special summon back a Rescue Ace monster from the banished or the graveyard. The Hydrant is coming back to the field, so during May Phase 2, he's going to be able to add a Rescue Ace monster from the deck to the hand. And you were right, it's Rescue Ace Turbulence.
Yeah, Steven navigating his way through this turn as best as he can.
He's doing a pretty good job.
The Airlifter and the I'll bench the summon turn. Effective set 4.
You can't do anything about it.
This is pretty good. Now it's his turn to have the 4 Rescue Ace spell and trap cards taken from the deck and put onto the field. Extinguish, Contain, and Rescue. Oh, Emergency, and then Rescue probably.
So we've already used Preventer, unfortunately. Do you think Steven tries to continue playing even further? Because he does get to use one of these right now.
I think you have to. He has to at least clear up this board a little bit.
Yeah, he's already used his battle phase at this point.
Yeah, he's going to need to maybe access something like SP Little Knight or find a way to get some more cards.
It looks like he's going to use Extinguish
So
here.
I drew off the Wanted.
Gotcha.
Activate Extinguish to pop the...
He has to destroy the Turbulence, otherwise the opposing Turbulence would just get rid of another card for him.
Yep, so it goes after the Turbulence first.
Effective emergency to reset the Extinguish.
Exactly.
Yep, going to get to replenish it.
So now if he wants, he can go into Link Rebo, into SP Little Knight, get rid of the Baron as well. Or just go straight into Typhon.
Typhon, he's going to be able to detach material to spin back the Baron to floor.
Sure.
Yep, this way he's able to keep the Hydrant on the field, keeping all the traps with their maximum effects.
Yeah, it's really cool. We get to see the power of this brand new card out of Asia Overlord. That's Superstar Slayer Typhon Sky Crisis. It's a good last-ditch effort to come out of your extra deck. It's 3,000 or just 2,900.
29. It does not negate itself.
And then any monster with 3,000 more attack won't be able to activate their effects.
Baron, anything else?
And it can return a card on the field, but you won't be able to summon the rest of the turn.
Yep.
Nope, wasn't allowed to summon it.
Nope.
Is that different from the warning?
Yeah. Set 1.
What are the requirements for Typhon exactly? Your opponent has to have
Oh,
something-
they have to special summon the extra deck twice in the previous turn.
Oh, and it was
You
just
only
the Baron.
Usually it's way more than that, but I didn't even link it away or anything. It was just the Baron.
During end phase.
Yep.
Alert.
Sure.
It's going to alert back the Airlifter, I imagine?
Do you think? I think he could have still. I guess couldn't he still gone into SP Little Knight maybe? I don't know. It's tough.
He could have, but I don't think he wants to get rid of the Hydrant at this point. To be fair,
With the rescue.
oh, because his rescue's already in the grave. He didn't get to put
he
it
got
back.
alert. Okay, he banished the rescue. That's right. He opened up with it in his hand. Now he's alert set. Tough spot here for Steven.
Yeah, really had to prioritize keeping the Hydrant on the field because there wasn't really any access to Hydrant beyond this point. He would have to use the emergency. It's a little expensive at this point. Didn't want to have to use all of his cards right in the beginning of the turn just to prevent Logan from getting started.
He's going to banish the emergency from his graveyard to reset one of these trap cards.
Right, because it looks like he's going to set Extinguish.
I think so.
Thinking on resolution.
Yeah, because the next step is going to be that Sinful Spoils adding the Hydrant to your hand.
Got to find the right one. So he's going to use Extinguish on the Baron.
Before Baron can go after any one of the other sets.
Logan looking at his options, considering for a moment, and it's gone. So now Steven's going to...
I'll rescue target the Baron.
Oh, because he controls Hydrant, he could special summon the Baron back.
Insane! That's my Baron now. Oh, the play is getting a response from the crowd. They're happy to see that. Let's see if this is... That's huge. Steven's showing he really knows the mirror match.
You're good to continue.
Yeah, Steven really navigated this turn as well as he could have. He got himself out of a sticky situation and now is pretty much in the advantage.
Thinking to add Shadow Dev also back add Hydrant.
Well, adds a level.
Sure. That's fine.
All right, so he allows it. He's going to let the Hydrant access go.
I'm going to fire from your hand.
And then I believe D-Buster goes to the bottom of the deck.
Shuffled and cut.
Swap those. You're good.
Hydrant goes to the hand here. Steven still has the Baron. 3 cards facing down. Logan has Extinguish set.
He added back the Airlifter, so Airlifter was ideally going to add HQ so he can get his additional normal summon for the Hydrant. Otherwise, he's stuck with both of these without being able to really use them.
But the Baron just ends it, right?
I mean, I think a Contain on the Airlifter would do enough, but it looks like he's going to have to normal summon the Hydrant here. Before he puts down another monster and makes it untargetable, he's going to want to use something.
You set back that. You are good to continue.
So now it is an Extinguish set, right? So off of the previous emergency, so that is still live for Logan here because of the Hydrant on the field.
He's going to use the effect to try and add a Rescue Ace monster from the deck to the hand.
Chain impermanent target.
Oh, just a regular Infinite Impermanence here.
That's huge.
That was the card drawn off of the Wanted as well.
Wanted so good. Age of Overlord really made an impact this weekend, and it's just been one of the greatest booster sets in quite some time, and we've seen it all over the place, and it's in both of these players' decks in the finals.
And really can't do much of anything. You couldn't even attempt to activate. Like, if you're going to use the Extinguish there, you had to go after the Turbulence there. Otherwise, Turbulence would just get rid of the Hydrant as well.
Indeed. And yeah, just Link Kribo pass. I think Steven is going to be able to take this game number 1.
Yep, he still has the Baron live. The Baron can just go ahead and destroy the Link Reboot and just start attacking. But maybe he doesn't even want to do that. He doesn't want to play into an impulse that he likely knows is not there. But
Contain on Link Reboot.
All right, so Contain negates its effects. Can't be used for any material here.
Hydrant effect search.
Hydrant likely going to just add a copy of Airlifter. Airlifter's effect in hand as well is going to be able to trigger. Similar to Impulse, instead of summoning from your deck, it summons another one from your hand.
Yep, and that's going to prompt a Baron negate here from Steven.
Yep, not allowing that Extinguish to ever become live. This Airlifter, once it's normal summon, is going to grab a copy of HQ, and the Turbulence is going to attempt to set 4 more cards. And I'll keep saying it, if Turbulence sets 8, it's over.
I didn't know that. I didn't know this is something you've said before. I'm going to keep saying it. It does make sense if you get to set 8 cards out of your deck that you're probably going to be so far ahead. It's hard.
If you've activated 2 effects that have made you go +8, I think it's done.
It does not look good here for Steven, but he's going to. It looks like he's the Airlifter to add Rescue Ace HQ. That's going to let him shuffle back 4 Rescue Ace cards to draw a card and lets him have an additional normal summon for a Rescue Ace.
3.
And then likely the 4th being the Rescue that's banished. Yep, there it is.
I'm a little surprised Logan hasn't conceded yet, but you know it is the finals. Maybe he wants to see like what Steven's strategy is, how he's going to navigate the rest of this turn.
Maybe he's thinking out a strategy for side at this point. He's just taking the time to consider
to
how he's
cards.
inside.
You see more cards too. He's going to set Alert, Rescue, Contain, and Extinguish. So he set 8.
He has set 8.
Feels great.
Now he just has to do some damage.
This Link Kribo is just like terrified right now. He's like, I don't know what to do. I can't protect you anymore, Logan. I'm sorry.
Use Rescue to just immediately summon back that Preventer. Let's get that damage in. That is game.
No. But yeah, that was a quick, well-piloted game 1 from Steven after losing the die roll, having to navigate through those 4 sets from the Turbulence. Cards like Enemy Controller and drawing that Rescue really helped him play into it. Here in the finals, we could be 1 game away from crowning our YCS champion. Let's see what is going to happen. Steven is going to be going second again. Will Logan open up as well as he did in game number 1? It looks pretty similar.
Like, it looks good enough. There's a copy of Ash Blossom and Nibiru, but it looks like also a copy of Diabellstar and Airlifter.
So he doesn't need that Rhoda.
Yeah, not going to play into Drone Lockbird here, even though there should definitely not be a Drone Lockbird in your deck anymore in this matchup.
The Diabellstar, the Black Witch, is going to send that Reinforcement Army to the graveyard to set. Will summon itself and then set the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eyes. Sinful Spoil Snake Eyes is going to be activated, sending that Diabellstar, the Black Witch, to the graveyard to summon out the Hydrant.
Interesting line here. When you have access to Airlifter in your hand, you're going to choose to go for the Hydrant this way.
He might be hyper-focused on not having the Hydrant last game, so he's immediately going to make sure he has it online right away. But, yeah, I do see what you're saying, going the Airlifter for emergency and then using the other package to go for a Jet Synchron or something. If he, but I don't think he's, yeah, Steven's the one using Jet Synchron. No, it's Logan. We saw him draw it last game. Interesting.
There's the Airlifter.
But now he gets to prevent targeting for that Airlifter, so maybe that's the idea he had here.
I mean, if you opted to make Savage first, it would be the same thing.
True.
A little bit more expensive, though. You do have to give up a card in hand. And I think, okay, that makes more sense. Because the other two cards in Logan's hand are so powerful, being Ash Blossom and Nibiru, he just wants to keep everything and try to go for a more simple line.
That might be the case. And the Airlifter did add emergency, so he's going to use this emergency. Do you think he's just going to go into Turbulence?
Yeah, I think this is just going to grab a Turbulence here. Or a Preventer. Interesting.
Maybe he already has access to Turbulence.
Oh, no.
He hasn't used the Hydrant yet.
Yeah, the Hydrant is what added the Turbulence, right? We know it's in hand at this point, probably?
I don't know if he used it yet, but I'm assuming he has access to the Turbulence. Yeah, it looks like he did add the Turbulence off the Hydrant.
Anything else?
You're good.
Much better start here for Logan. I mean, he had a solid start in the last game, but now he at least has the Hydrant on the field, so it's going to be a little harder for Steven to come back. But the thing Steven has on his side now, he was able to dive into his side deck, knowing that he's probably going to be going second in game number 2. So there will be key cards that he might be able to access. Stuff like Harpy's Feather Duster is pretty useful in many ways just to kind of simplify the board and fight back from all those Rescue A spell and traps that get set from the Turbulence. Oh, he does play Reinforce.
So this will allow him to play around a lot of the board wipes, like Lightning Storm, or not necessarily Lightning Storm, but Raigeki, as well as Evenly Match is the big one.
And then the Graveyard effect for the follow-up to be able to reset a trap is really useful.
Well, you'll do it
Or
on.
spell.
You'll do it on.
He was reading my card.
Yeah, I was. He was waiting for me to look.
Okay.
Guess we're being really strict here in the finals here.
Giving a slow play warning to the player who wasn't even, yeah, okay. But anyways, Turbulence is going to set 4 cards face down.
You already have Preventer on the field. Are you going to use your alert? I mean, like, why not most of the time? But here, we're just going to go ahead and link away.
SP Little Knight. Looks like that's what he's eyeing.
IP, right? Like, yeah.
IP.
You want to get a maximum value at this point, and you have the Rescue to be able to summon back the Hydrant if you need to. Well, I mean, you probably will.
So draw phase.
Oh, that is an Impulse.
That's a good draw.
Standby. Main.
Thinking is
Sure.
This is what it all comes down to. IP plus Preventer's pretty nice. He's probably going to summon back this Hydrant. Yep, he's going to rescue it from the graveyard and bring it back onto the field.
I'm going to make both those trap cards have their beneficial effects now.
I will normal summon the Hydrants. Sure.
All right, Steven's first action is to summon Hydrant. What will this prompt from Logan? He has a few things he can do. He has Preventer, he has IP Masquerena, he has Contain, Extinguish, and Reinforce.
Summon's good.
I imagine you don't want to have to use all your responses on just Hydrant at this point. Like, maybe you want to just save your Contain for the Emergence, or not the Emergency, the Turbulence, but then again, you can lose out to Emergency if they have it.
And there it is.
Yeah.
And he has the Ash Blossom to meet the Emergency, so it is going to be contained.
Anything else here?
All right, so Hydrant is used, Emergency is used. This leaves you with essentially Diabellstar or Hard Drawing.
Use the Buster effect to set.
Thank you.
Sure.
Going to send the Hydrant to the graveyard to special summon Diabellstar, the Black Witch. That's going to have the effect to set a Snake Eye or a Sinful Spoil spell.
Oh, it would be a lot different if it could set any Snake Eye.
No, yes, definitely only the Sinful Spoils, but the original Sinful Spoils Snake Eye happens to be both.
Looks like he's going to just try to banish the Sinful Spoils right now.
I have no response.
No response here. Linking away the Preventer and the IP Masquerena. Imagine it's going to go into SP Little Knight. He's going to get the SP Little Knight and Preventer's effect.
The Preventer is writing your effect. I have no response. So, I'm sorry, this is trying the...
That'll get banished.
Face down.
So the SP Little Knight's going to banish the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eyes from the field.
Airlifter will be able to activate its effect. I imagine this will trigger the effect of the Impulse in Steven's hand.
I I will. I'll chain impulse.
Does chain the impulse. Since he activated monster effect, he's going to be able to attribute the impulse from the hand to special summon a rescue ace machine from the deck?
Yeah, it has to be specifically a machine, so you're not able to get into Airlifter, but you are able to get into Fire Attacker, Turbulence, and Hydrant, which, honestly, do you need anything else?
Nah, we could always use more. The Turbulence is pretty good, though.
Yes.
I mean, Fire Attacker at the very least, or Fire Engine, rather. Fire Attacker also, but Fire Engine will get you into everything else in your deck that you really need.
It does look like he is going to summon out the Turbulence. Now the Airlifter was special summoned back by the Preventer, so the Airlifter is going to be able to add a Rescue Ace spell, and he's going to go for that Rescue Ace HQ.
Thinking on Earth.
Sure.
Emergency is already used, so it's a question of how you want to deal with this Turbulence. You've already used Contain, so you probably just have to extinguish it.
How many in hand?
I have 2 in hand.
I think so. This game might be under Logan's control. We might be going to a game 3 here in the finals. He's going to extinguish the Turbulence. Looks like Steven's considering conceding, I think.
I have no response.
Nope. That's going to destroy the Turbulence.
He has to really weigh his options here. He does have another one, and that's not going to do much good. Yeah, but that is enough.
Yep, I can tell by the way he's grabbing his graveyard. He's considering just picking it up. I've done that many times in my career. And we are going to a Game 3 here in the finals of YCS Indy. And this is it. Thanks for being around all weekend. It's all come down to this. We will have a YCS champion after this game. It's Game 3 of the finals. It's time to duel one last time here in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Well, this is really interesting. Steven, opening Airlifter, I do believe I saw a wanted in his hand. He just knows. Yeah, there is clearly a wanted in his hand, as well as his hand's great.
His hand's amazing. His hand was so good. Let's see if he could be close to winning here. He's going to add emergency after Airlifter.
He just wanted to see
Game state then.
when you don't activate wanted in the draw phase, because you just know that Droll and Lockbird is not in either deck at this point. You just not something you would ever want to keep in this matchup. You think he was just really hoping that Airlifter baited some kind of interruption so that wanted could resolve after the fact? Because you assume if it's not activating the draw phase, you don't have it.
I'm thinking so, because, yeah, the Diabolical Star Engine is a much better way to access the Hydrant, as you're going to be able to get that draw from the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye. But he's going to add the Diabolical Star to the Black Witch, send the Infinite Impermanence from his hand to the graveyard to special summon the Black Witch. Yep. That's scary when you see something like that sent to the graveyard.
Yeah, every card in your hand must be really strong. I mean, you have to consider, when you're setting 4 cards, you can only keep, you only have 1 extra spot. So I wonder, there's some other card going to that other set spot that couldn't be prioritized over the impermanence.
Yeah, but here comes the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye. It's going to send the Diabolical Star to the graveyard to special summon Rescue Ace Hydrant. And now he's going to use Wanted to return the Sinful Spoil spell and draw a card.
Interesting. He's opting to just get the draw immediately.
Not for turn.
Oof.
Hydrant Factor Search.
And he drew one of the Rescue Ace spell cards that he might have been able to set from his deck, but he chose to do this because I'm guessing he knew. I mean, I trust Steven. He knows what he's doing. I wouldn't question him this deep into the tournament, but the Hydrant is going to add Turbulence.
I feel like maybe he was looking for some kind of extender.
Yeah, it has to be. He still has the emergency in hand.
Looks like he's going into Link Karibo here.
They're going to go into SP Little Knight. So he's going to link those away into SP Little Knight. Looks like he's trying to play around Infinite Impermanence.
Not yet.
So by having SP Little Knight, when you summon the Turbulence, if they activate something like Infinite Impermanence, you're going to be able to chain the SP Little Knight, banishing the Turbulence and the SP Little Knight off the field until the end of the turn, and it will no longer be on the field, so it won't be negated by the Impermanence, and you still get to set those 4 Rescue Ace spell or trap cards.
Also plays around Nibiru a little bit, because you're able to just keep the monsters. But the big thing is, he didn't really need to play around Infinite Impermanence. He had a copy of Emergency in his hand, still.
Very true. So he's going to set Rescue, Emergency, Contain, and Extinguish.
Rescue. Everything but alert.
Okay, good. It's not just me. Logan, sitting right there, also had to double check which spell card that was. Seems like a solid opening board so far from Steven. Looks like he's considering using the Emergency here to trade out the Turbulence for a Hydrant.
Did I use it yet? Or did I have that much gas? I haven't used it yet.
He has not used it, yeah. That's
what?
My deck's so good, surprisingly.
I think Steven's getting a little nervous here.
Yes, we're good.
Because, again, 1 game away, the nerves finally come get you.
That's crazy. So crazy, I'm psyching out myself. I will activate Emergency then.
So Emergency is going to special summon a Rescue Ace monster from the deck, and then he's going to have to send 1 to the graveyard.
Yeah, we're just going to put a Hydrant back on the field, give up either the Preventer in his hand.
I will send the
or just the turbulence on the field.
I think the turbulence on the field.
Turbulence.
And now you're able to use one of those sets if you would like.
So now he's going to be able to special summon Rescue Ace Preventer by banishing a Rescue Ace card from the hand. What a hand here from Steven. He's going to link away the SP Little Knight and the Preventer.
Going to start going into maybe Reprodokus. Yep, the Reprodokus Preventer is going to be able to reborn. Maybe just a Hydrant again, or nope, just another Turbulence.
So he's going to change.
Hydrant's going to become a Cybers, and he's going to start going into the Cybers line.
Oh, wow. Here he goes. He's going to link summon 4.
Link Decoder? Is that what it's called? I always forget what it's called. Yes, Link Decoder.
Link Decoder.
Anything here?
These two are going to be able to make Protect Code Talker. Oh, actually, you know, he's going to keep Link Decoder on the field.
There's Protect Code Talker. Now he's going to link those away for Firewall Dragon. Link Decoder is going to be able to special summon itself back to the zone.
Is it banished for con? Or, oh, it just summons itself back.
Yes, this is the one that banishes. It is not cost. It is also a quick effect to summon itself back.
Yep, the Protect Code Talker can come back to the field.
Activate the effects.
And it's going to do so right here by banishing ratings up to a link 3.
And now he's able to add a card back to his hand if he likes.
So activate
Firewall Dragon.
To add back the...
At least we're getting to see something we haven't seen from a lot of Rescue Ace players coming up this weekend.
He's
going to add back Preventer. This is an excellent start here for Steven. Now he's going to link them all away.
For Terahertz.
Another copy of a new Firewall Dragon, Terahertz.
Did you ever imagine Firewall could still potentially be winning YCSs this deep down?
Oh, yeah. Firewall Dragon, one of the best cards of all time.
Firewall Dragon, Dark Fluid, Neo, Tempest, Terahertz.
Yeah, we call it Terahertz around these parts. But the Terahertz is going to let him send a Cybers monster from his extra deck to the graveyard to gain 2,000 attack permanently. He's going to send the Cybers Druis Worm, or D-Save Worm, and while that's in the graveyard, it's kind of like, while he has the Firewall, it's a Spell and Trap Negate.
Very strong at like dealing with a potential evenly matched, Lightning Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster. Really want to just protect those sets that you've worked so hard for to get from Turbulence.
Thinking here still then.
So he activated Emergency, I think, during the next turn, and that's going to be met by Ash Blossom from Logan.
I will attempt to...
So now he's going to want to rescue back that Hydrant.
Rescue back the Turbulence.
Oh, the Turbulence even. Okay.
True.
Interesting.
You're good to continue.
We talked so much about how important Hydrant is. I don't think these players care that much about it.
That's why they're there. Let's see how Logan's going to navigate this. This is going to be tough.
Wanted.
Going to start with Wanted.
Going to get access to the Diabell Star here.
The Diabell Star, the Black Witch, can send a card from the hand or field of the graveyard to special summon itself.
Anything on reds?
You're good.
Main phase?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Let's take a look at his hand here. We have Pot of Prosperity. I can't really tell what the rest of it is.
Of course.
Double check what that card does. The attack gain is permanent. He can do it during both players' turns. If he has something else, another Cybers monster he wants to send to gain 2,000 more attack.
He definitely does. There is one other target, I believe, in his extra deck. Actually, maybe not.
We'll have to see. Oh, he has Prankatops. The Dino Wrestler is going to come out and immediately be treated off to take out the Firewall, so he no longer controls that.
All right, effectively gets rid of one other interruption.
That is huge.
Still has to fight through both trap cards here. And I believe the other set is another emergency. Oh, no. No, he used both emergencies here. So it is Alert?
I think so. He used the emergency. Yeah, he said it's Alert and then Contain and Extinguish. But no Hydrant on the field. Logan actually having a big opportunity here. He could turn things around right here in game number 3 with his Pot of Prosperity.
What is he looking for? Do you think it's Harpy's Feather Duster?
That seems like a good one. I couldn't really tell what the rest of the cards he has in his hand, so I don't know what he's missing, but Harpy's Feather Duster would be a good start.
He needs something to deal with this Contain and Extinguish.
You're good.
Let's see if he finds a Preventer, Hydrant, an Airlifter, Super Polymerization, Airlifter, and another Preventer. Okay.
5 monsters and a decent spell. I think you take the Super Poly if you happen to have a copy of Airlifter or Preventer already.
Yeah, I mean, it gets you past the Contain, and that's really all it takes.
Things are looking not great here for Steven. Maybe Logan can bounce back and become this will be his first YCS win. He said this was his first finals.
The only thing is, I think the only way he can start is that Diabell Star. So he doesn't have access to a fire monster. The super polymerization doesn't get any value here. So he's going to have to take the airlifter. That was the airlifter, right? It wasn't Preventer. I imagine it was.
I think so.
I think there still is a copy of Ash Blossom in Steven's hand as well.
Is there?
Because we know he started with Infinite Impermanence as well as Ash Blossom, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, in the big rock.
Oh, he had both? He had all three?
I'm pretty sure he has. I don't want to say it too loud just in case they can hear us, but I'm pretty sure he has one of those pretty good defensive options in his hand. I don't know if he'll be able to utilize it this turn, but it might be a way for him to get back into this game.
All right, so Airlifter going to grab that emergency. Still have access to Diabell Star. Steven holding the rest of his interruptions a little close to his chest.
Nope, the perm was discarded earlier.
Nope, there is going to be the emergency. Is there an Ash Blossom in hand? Oh, no, it's going to resolve. I think it was just a Nibiru then. I know I saw two of those types of interruptions.
For sure. And now he's going to send the airlift to the graveyard. So now before he has a chance to activate Hydrant, Steven might have a response. Is he going to contain it?
Might just extinguish it.
Looks like he was thinking about extinguish.
I'll attempt to extinguish pop.
Yep, you're going to just destroy it. Just destroy it, because he does not have a Hydrant on the field. But this forces Logan to commit more bodies on the field. Emergencies used, his normal summons used. Likely has to use the Diabell Star, and the Contain will cover that.
Oh, it looks like, is Turbulence the other card in his hand?
Contain.
How many summons is he at? At least two.
It was set off.
It was Airlifter
no, it wasn't.
and
Hydrant,
Hydrant.
that's it?
Yeah.
Shouldn't have
Yeah, because you set contain, extinguish, rescue, and emergency, right? 'Cause
I believe so.
Ash
Yes.
emergency, I believe. You rescued this
Yes.
turn. And you activated
Logan
trap.
trying to remember what happened on the previous turn so he knows what his cards are.
Trying to get as much information back as you can. You definitely don't want to misremember which sets are still remaining.
She's going to send that triple tactics talent to the grave, which is special summon Diabell Star, the Black Witch.
And
Yep, not having used any monster effects yet this turn because you've had to hold off.
that's fine.
So
And allow that effect. Even if you get Sinful Spoils, you can just go ahead and negate the monster summoned off of it.
You're good.
yeah, but he does have Wanted in the graveyard, so that it will net him a free draw here.
He activated Pot of Prosperity, right? So
Oh,
not
you're
this
right.
turn. Yeah.
Pot of Prosperity, cutting him off. And he's going to do half damage.
Anything here?
Yep. Have not activated the effect of Hydrant yet, so maybe you just have to use the Contain. Either that, or you just wait until Turbulence hits the field and just negate that.
This is quite an intense match. I'm literally on the edge of my seat. It's been so back and forth.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
Hydrant's going to be able to add now.
I've not normal, right?
You normal summon the Airlifter.
Normal.
Yes.
So he's going to have to grab the Hydrant here, or maybe even just starts going for Preventer and starting to like do some link climbing. But I think in the end, you need to resolve Turbulence. Oh, no, okay. So we're going to go for Preventer here.
Good.
Preventer to the hand that's going to allow some Preventer not only a body you can just put on the field from your hand, it has that follow-up after it's sent to the graveyard to special summon back or rescue ace as well. Very strong card. Going to banish the Hydrant from the graveyard to summon rescue ace Preventer.
There is another monster there.
Effect target.
Yeah, he's just going to use it to stop the Turbulence now, forcing the last interruption. And I think there is a Turbulence in his hand. So this resolves. Both trap cards are turned off. The alert doesn't really do anything. It just only adds back from graveyard here.
But he's now at 4 summons, so this will be summon number 5.
He's going to go into Link Gruba and likely going into SP.
Looks like that is what he's thinking about.
SP
S-
and preventer effect.
SP will help against Nibiru.
Thinking on target.
Sure.
SP's going to banish a card on the field. What is he going to go after? Steven looking a little perplexed. They're deep in this game 3. Really could be anyone's game. What an epic way to finish out the tournament.
I mean, as long as if Logan's last card in hand is not Turbulence, he has to banish the Turbulence, right? Yeah, he's going to go ahead and banish the Turbulence here.
And then Hydrant. That's fine.
Anything here?
You're going to continue.
Was it summon 5 before the SP or like
The
at
Link
the SP?
Karibo, I think, was the 5th one.
Okay, I think he might have had to chain Nibiru to the SP's effect before he was able to put another monster on the field. No, he had the Turbulence. He had the Turbulence.
Yep, so he's going to Nibiru, so he's not going to be able to resolve the Turbulence. This is huge here. And not only does it's the 3rd monster on the field, so the Nibiru is still going to be able to come out and do the token. So the SP Little Knight's going to be changed to Nibiru. He's going to be able to banish 2 monsters on his side of the field to come back during the end phase. But the big thing is Turbulence will not be setting 4 cards.
How much follow-up has Steven guaranteed himself? Like, he has the alert. There should be at least a Hydrant in the graveyard, right?
Itself, 0/0 token.
0/0 token, 3,000 attack Nibiru. Tokens going in the middle zone. Yeah, put that thing in attack mode. It's got 0 attack. And that's it. Nibiru, the probably ending the turn. SP Little Knight's going to bring back Turbulence and SP Little Knight unless Steven has some activations here at the end phase.
No, you're good.
Nothing. Here comes back SP Little Knight and Turbulence to the field. So all Logan has for any sort of disruption is this SP Little Knight.
It's a little threatening, though, because it's not like you can just enter battle phase attack over the Little Knight, because that'll trigger the Turbulence as well. So you have to be pretty careful as to how you play into this.
I mean, he has he just has to get a rescue ace on the field, and I think he's going to be.
I'll enter battle phase.
Nope, he's just going to go to battle phase. We're going to see if that exactly what you just said happened is going to happen.
Going to attack over the Little Knight here. Do another 14.
Let's see if he decides to use Turbulence.
First damage, right?
Correct.
66.
Yep, double check and make sure it's an effect that doesn't come up too often, but nope.
Oh, does Turbulence require you to have something else on the field?
You might have to have another rescue ace. Now he's going to banish the Hydrant to Special Summon Preventer.
At this point, you're pretty much free to go.
Yeah, he's in really good shape. He's going to be able to link away Nibiru and the Preventer into Hita.
66.
Yeah.
He's at 8.
So Preventer's going to be able to special summon back the Hydrant.
Or the Turbulence, right? Like
Or the Turbulence, yeah.
And then you can just summon back his Hydrant.
Well,
you have access to everything at this point.
Yeah, Hydrant's going to get you Turbulence, so you might as well have the Hydrant on the field as well. Hita's also going to be able to get you Airlifter from your opponent's graveyard or a Preventer. We probably don't want Preventer. Yeah, he's going to just take his Hydrant. Why not? So Hita special summons a fire monster from the opponent's graveyard to a zone that it points to.
Interesting, going for both Hydrants here. Grabs an Airlifter. Has not normal summoned yet, right?
Nope, just entered battle phase with that Nibiru and attacked.
And special summon Preventer, and then gone that way. Using emergency to reset here. Gonna just reset Extinguish, immediately use it, probably destroy. Yep, destroy the Turbulence.
Steven is moments away from winning his second YCS. Airlifter coming down. It's going to add emergency from the deck to the hand, I imagine. Nope, Rescue Ace HQ.
Yeah, it's true. He does need to start putting back these extra resources.
Very true.
And I also think, at this point, like the Nibiru token is not going to be doing anything, but perhaps you have to go make SP Little Knight to banish the Sinful Spoils,
from the graveyard?
The Snake Eye specifically.
That would be head up. SP Little Knight not only can banish cards on the field, it can also banish cards from the graveyard. Something to keep in mind. It is brand new, out of Age Overlord.
Going back in.
There's the alert for the Impulse here.
Just the Hydrant.
Just layering up all his defenses. Logan sitting on no cards. Things are looking good here for Steven Santoli and all of Canada.
Alert.
Therefore the will.
Here we go. He's going to put back.
And I will do
1, 2, 3 spell. 2 spells, a trap, and
yeah, just one of the preventers. Keep some in the deck.
Going.
Let's see,
Oh my
another
gosh.
Ash Blossom.
Oh
I believe
my
the other card in hand is a Turbulence, actually.
wow. He's just sealing the deals. When it's your day, it's your day. Steven might become a 2-time YCS champion. Top 8 Worlds this year. He won the Worlds Points playoff at the NAWCQ. He's been on fire. He's been phenomenal. No one has been able to stop him. He's played with so many different decks.
He's getting so nervous he doesn't even have 2 Rescue Ace cards in his graveyard currently.
Yep. Yeah. That would suck to lose.
We're so moments. I'm hyping him because I really thought we were about to end the game. I was building him up, but he has done so phenomenal this year. I mean,
It's easy to play 7 days a week. You just want to get as much quality testing as you can. Just make sure you play and really take advantage of as much you can learn from those losses as you do your wins.
All right, looks like we are close to getting back into the game. This is the game state. So let me just break it down for you since we've been gone for a minute. So currently, Steven, he has Hita, he has Hydrant, Airlifter, Hydrant, a face-down backer, Rescue Ace HQ, a couple cards in hand, including Ash Blossom. Logan has a 0/0 token.
Yes. The big thing you want to pay attention to for Logan that Steven still has to take care of, because it is in main phase 2. He's not going to be able to go for a game here, but this is exactly what I was talking about. You have to go for the Snake Eye in the grave, which means he's not going to be able to use, or actually, no, it banishes, right? So he's going to be able to use Wanted to put it back to the bottom of the deck, but he's not going to be able to use it to add a level 1 back to the end. So you're cutting him off a little bit from all the resources that he could have available to him, but we are now finally being able to put that second Rescue Ace monster in the graveyard, so we're able to banish it. Be careful not to use his opponent's Hydrant, putting a Rescue Ace monster back in his opponent's graveyard and forcing him to do another card, but he's able to get those 4 cards back, and now the Hydrant's resolved. Again, 8 cards.
So we're just 1 effect away this whole time. We're 2 effects, but now Logan's going to draw. This is his last turn. He's going to check his graveyard. He has emergency. He doesn't have any traps. He banished the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye. He's not going to have that draw. He drew Preventer, it looks like.
Okay, it looks like he didn't have the
Turbulence. I can't tell what he drew. It's Turbulence.
Yeah.
So he's going to banish 2 to summon Turbulence.
I imagine you just use Extinguish on that immediately.
I will activate Extinguish.
Yep, destroy it. And then a 0/0 token. No, he's not even going to swing in with it.
All right, this is it. Steven, he won a YCS already this past year. He won the World's Points playoff. I'm just starting from the top again. He was in top 8 of the World Championship just a few months ago, and now here he is with 6 monsters on the field. The attack from Hydrant, attack from the rest of the monsters. That's going to do it.
Finally over. Steven is your 2-time YCS champion and YCS Indianapolis champion.
Congratulations, Steven Santoli. You've had an incredible year, and now you are a 2-time YCS champion. It's been an amazing tournament, and Rescue Ace is going to be the deck to take it down with the Sinful Spoil.